Academies graduating class of 2026. Please stand for the processional and remain standing for the national anthem. now be seated.
Good evening. My name is Melvin Ballard, and I am the proud principal of Tar River Academy. I stand before you to ask for your cooperation at tonight's program. Parents, guardians, other relatives, and friends, your graduates have reached a major milestone in their lives. And this ceremony this evening is representation of their great accomplishment, and therefore, it is the expectation of Nash County Public School Board of Education, our superintendent, and the faculty and staff of Tar River Academy to have a graduation ceremony that is carried out with dignity and formality. Because so much time and effort has been invested by so many of you to reach this major event, we feel that we owe you a dignified ceremony. To do this, we insist on having your help and your cooperation. I humbly and sincerely ask that you refrain from clapping, cheering, shouting, calling out names, standing, or whistling during the ceremony when names are called. If you decide to do any of these actions, you will be escorted out of the building and off the premises by a faculty member or one of the sworn officers standing on the floor. There will be no questions asked, as we will take a strong stance on this matter. Distracting behaviors like the ones I mentioned cause other parents to not hear their child's name when it is called. Each parent deserves the right to hear their child's name without interruption or distracting comments. With this being said, we simply want to provide everyone in attendance with the best graduation ceremony possible. It is our promise, and it is my promise to everyone, that there will be a designated time at the end of the ceremony when you may celebrate and cheer. Now, we will have our welcome by Shalom Stewart and recognition of distinguished guests by John Altamirano, followed by the student reflection of the evening.
Good evening, students, parents, and distinguished guests. We are here gathered today to celebrate and validate the graduation ceremony of Tar River Academy Class of 2026. On behalf of the administrators, teachers, staff, and students of Class 2026, I would like to welcome you to Tar River Academy's graduation ceremony.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening, we would like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished guests who have taken out time in their schedule to celebrate with the 2026 January graduates. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Will all Nash Public Schools Board of Education members please stand to be recognized? Will Dr. Steve Ellis and members of the Superintendent's Cabinet please stand to be recognized? Will all Nash County Public Schools Central Office staff please stand to be recognized? Will all Nash County Public Schools Administrator please stand to be recognized? And any and other esteemed guests please stand. Thank you. Now, Samara Harris will come up to present the student reflection.
My reflections. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I rise to share with you my reflections on my journey to Tar River Academy and my time spent here in this space. As I reflect on my journey to Tar River Academy, I ask myself these following questions. What were your expectations coming to Tar River? Why did you drop out? Why do you keep going? What truly matters to you, and how do you live in accordance with those values? How do you envision your life beyond just an occupation? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world and your community? My expectations when I first came to Tar River were very low. I had a set goal to prove to everyone who tried to judge me for my actions that I was capable of doing things on my own. I needed to show them what I was capable of doing in the right environment. At the beginning of my freshman year at Southern Nash High School, school was the very last thing on my mind, and my attendance reflected that feeling. I tried to improve things during my sophomore year, but to no avail. Consequently, I got tired of trying to push and motivate myself to do something that I simply was just not feeling. I dropped out because life was lifing. Things became too overwhelming for me, and before the end of my sophomore year, I was done. I stayed out of school for a year before I finally learned my lesson. And I choose to stand tall and keep going today because during my trials and tribulations, my biggest lesson learned was that if I cannot take care of my own responsibilities, I cannot expect anyone else to step in and do it for me. Even with the supportive environment, you still have to learn to do things on your own. As I stand now before you wonderful people in this moment, I can confidently say what truly matters to me is my sense and spirit of individuality. I would not have made it this far if I didn't push myself as much as I did, knowing what I wanted out of life. What you go through does not determine who you are or who you're meant to be. I've seen a lot of people who limit their success because of fear and past experiences. Don't let fear make you nor break you. A life lesson is not a life sentence. If I had a chance to speak to my 15-year-old self, I would share these words of wisdom with her. I would tell her to not limit herself because her success has no limits. I would tell her to live her life for herself and not for anyone else. I would reassure her that people come and go. You cannot fault yourself for situations that you cannot control. I would tell her with impunity that she is, always has been, and always will be enough. My fellow 2026 classmates, I implore you to take chances, to set boundless limits for yourselves, and to conquer each and every challenge that you encounter. I leave with you these sage words of wisdom from Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you will go, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. And remember that our tomorrow begins today.
Thank you, Ms. Harris, for sharing your experiences at Tar River Academy and words of encouragement to our 2026 graduates. With the class of 2026, please prepare for the presentation of diplomas.
John Altamirano Rodriguez. Nishante Levette Artis. Deavion Orlando Boston. Kelly Jasmine Cinta Montavo. Imani Samaya Shante Clark. Blanton Charles Cochran. Jaquan Imante Daniels. Jacob Josiah Drone Baines. Jesus Arriaga Evans. Andrea Deanne Griffin. Samaria Nicole Harris. Caleb Thomas Hewlin. Ashiana Beautiful Hennett. Nazareth Winston Jenkins. Todd Eugene Jones Jr. Heaven the Angel Lawrence. Jaquarius Lamons Lewis. Natalia Darnisa Mabry. Shakira Murray. Elijah Jodeci Norval. Laura Elizabeth Ann Pyatt. Salome Panasia Stewart. Karma Lachey Taylor. Kason Jamil Whitaker. Anthony Cedric Williams. Imagine Samaj Winstead.
Class of 2026, we are almost at the moment when your diplomas will officially be conferred and you will turn your tassels. Before we get there, I would like to take a moment to offer you a few words of wisdom. After today, you will begin living your lives from a different vantage point. The words "I am grown" will take a whole new meaning. Those words will now hit differently than they did when you uttered while you were getting ready for school or while you were walking up and down the hallways at TRA. Reflecting on my own personal journey, I realized that my greatest challenges came from the importance and value that I placed in what other people thought. I was not challenged by my own self-doubt. I was challenged by thoughts of other people not believing in me and my ability to succeed. As you go forth, many of you may find yourselves challenged in this very same way. You may feel that because others think you cannot, that you are not capable of doing the things that you aspire to do. Hold fast, remain committed, and put those naysayers in your rearview mirror. Do not give them any power as it relates to your hopes and dreams. Be smart, choose to make good decisions, and do not be afraid to be different. Know that your Tar River Academy family is always here to support and assist you in any way possible. As you move forward, embrace these words by Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. Class of 2026, please stand. By the power vested in me by the Nash County Public School Board of Education and the state of North Carolina, I now pronounce each of you graduates of Tar River Academy with all rights and privileges afforded thereby. I present to you the graduating class of 2026. Congratulations. You may turn your tassels. You may celebrate your graduates as we exit the auditorium.